Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Kalina Jankova, an educator, a violinist and entrepreneur, and this is my educational platform where I share insights, techniques and nuances about violin playing. Do you know what the difference is between Pythagorean and just scales? More importantly, do you know how to understand them and how to transform your intonation and the resonance of your playing? As string players, we stand unequally positioned to the musical world. Unlike other instruments with fixed frets or keys like guitars, pianos, or even woodwinds with their set holes, our fingers are our own frets. This gives us extraordinary power to ability to micro-adjust our pitch in real time, note by note, to achieve perfect intonation. But what is perfect intonation? Is it not always a single fixed point? Today we are going to unlock the secrets of these two fundamental tuning systems, Pythagorean intonation and just intonation. And we also explore how you, the string player, consciously or instinctively can navigate those sonic landscapes every single time you put the bow on your string. This isn't just a theory, it's about making your music truly sing, resonate and connect. Let's begin with the Pythagorean intonation. This system is the oldest and most intuitive for many string players. Its entire foundation is built on the perfect fifth, that robust open interval. In terms of physics, a perfect fifth has an incredible pure frequency ratio of 3:2. That means that the higher note vibrates exactly 1.5 times faster than the lower one. It is a fundamental acoustic phenomenon. Tune your instrument. You likely start with your A, then tune your D, a perfect fifth below, then G and a perfect fifth below, and for the cello, bass C below, for violinist E, a perfect fifth above the A. You're aiming for that clear, beatless resonance. This is pure Pythagorean intonation in action. Historically, if you continue this process around the circle of fifths, C to G, G to D, D to A and A to E, and so on, adjusting notes by octaves as needed, you could theoretically derive all 12 notes of the chromatic scale. Pythagorean really shine is in melody. Because it builds scales from pure fifths, certain intervals end up being slightly wider than they would otherwise in other systems. The most noticeable example is the major second, like C to D, and crucially the major third, like C to E. Pythagorean tuning, the major third is quite wide. It sounds bright, almost a little sharp to our modern ears, if it's sustained in a chord. However, this wider major third and the way it affects notes like the leading tone, the 7th scale degree, like B in C major or F sharp in G major, gives Pythagorean scales an incredible power. When you play a major scale, that leading tone just before the tonic, like B before C, is typically played higher in Pythagorean intonation. Why? That slightly raised pitch creates a stronger, almost magnetic pull towards the tonic, making the melody feel more resolved and directional. It's like a spring coiling, then releasing, driving the music forward. This is why solo string playing or any strong melodic line often instinctively leans towards Pythagorean tendencies. Try this yourself. Play a C major scale and pay attention to how your finger wants to place that B. You often find it's slightly higher than you were checking it against a piano tuner. That's your ear recognizing the power of the Pythagorean leading tone. Now let's pivot to just intonation. If Pythagorean is about a melody, just intonation is the king of harmony. This system isn't built on stacking fifths, but rather on the harmonic series, also known as overtone. Every note we play produces a series of fainter, higher notes above it. Just intonation aims to create intervals that correspond to the simplest whole number ratios found in this natural series. This is where things get truly magical for our chamber musicians. When a string quartet plays a beautiful sustained C major chord, they are typically aiming for just intonation. In a C major triad, C, E, G, the pure just ratio is 4:5:6. This means that C and G form a perfect fifth, still 3:2 and 2:3 relative to each other, a common ratio in both systems. But the E, the major third, is precisely tuned to 5:4 ratio with the C. This E is actually flatter than the Pythagorean E. When you hit these pure ratios, the chord literally locks in. It feels like the sound expands, almost shimmering, and sometimes you can even hear faint overtones ringing above the played notes. And that creates a richer, fuller sound that seems to come from nowhere. This is a phenomenon of a ringing chord. Let me demonstrate you when I play Bach. And because next interval is this one, it's C and F, I intentionally make the E higher than normal, so it will be, instead of, do you hear the difference? A little bit higher, and then also here I feel that I want to make the third a little bit higher. This difference immediately with double stops. Play a major third like G and B, first play the G perfectly in tune, and then find the B that creates that pure beatless resonance. You notice that the B is slightly lower than what a standard electronic tuner may indicate, and definitely lower than a Pythagorean B. This sweet major third is the hallmark of just intonation. The same applies to a minor third. Play E and G, and you will likely find that the G needs to be slightly higher than a tempered G for that pure resonant minor third. Unlike Pythagorean, which derives scales consistently from fifths, a just intonation scale is built around a specific tonic, the home note, to ensure its primary chords are pure. This means a C major scale in just intonation may have a slightly different intervallic relationship than a G major scale. In just intonation, this is one of its inherited challenges. Pure just intonation doesn't easily modulate, change keys, because the interval relationships change depending on the key center. It's fantastic for static harmony, but less flexible for complex compositions that move through many keys. So if these pure systems exist, why don't we use them exclusively? The answer lies largely in the invention of equal temperament. This is the system that revolutionized Western music, and it's used by pianos and virtually all fixed pitch instruments today. In equal temperament, the octave is divided into 12 exactly equal semitones. Every half step is precisely the same mathematical distance. The brilliance of equal temperament is that it allows music to be played perfectly in tune, or rather equally out of tune, in all cases. A and C major chords sound the same proportionally as F sharp major chords. However, the promise that no interval except the octave is truly pure in terms of simple ratios. All perfect fifths are slightly flattened and major thirds are notably sharper than their just intonation counterparts. When you're playing a sonata with a pianist, you must adapt to the piano's equal temperament. You can't expect the piano to bend to your pure just thirds or your sharp Pythagorean leading tones. Instead, you, the flexible string player, become the bridge. You subtly adjust your own intonation, often slightly flattening your pure fifths and sharpening your pure thirds to bend seamlessly with the piano sound. It's a continuous dynamic negotiation where your primary goal is to create a unified, harmonious sound with your partner. When playing an accompaniment Bach, you have immense freedom. This is where you truly become the master of your intonation. In melodic line, you can lean into the Pythagorean tendencies for strong direction movement. And when you hit a double stop or a chordal passage, you can shift into just intonation to make those intervals ringing with maximum resonance. It's constant fluid decision-making process based on the musical phrase. In string quartet or orchestra, the choices become even more nuanced. A great ensemble isn't just a group of individuals playing their notes. It's a single breathing organism. You're constantly listening to each other. Is the passage primarily melodic? You may all lean slightly Pythagorean. Is it a sustained chord? Everyone will collectively pull towards just intonation for that resonant blend. Sometimes there is a fascination battle of intonation. For example, a leading tone in your melody may simultaneously be the third of a chord that another player is holding. Do you prioritize the melodic pull, Pythagorean, or the harmonic blend, just? The answer depends on the composer's intent, the musical style, and the consensus of the ensemble. There is no single right answer, only the most aesthetically pleasing choice for the specific moment. Understanding Pythagorean and just intonation isn't just about abstract theory of ratios. It's about empowering you as a musician. It's knowing why your ears sometimes ask you to play a note slightly differently than what a tuner suggests. It's knowing when to push a leading tone for melodic drive, when to sweeten a third for a harmonic resonance, and when to compromise to blend with the fixed pitch instruments. Intonation is an art. It's the art of listening deeply, understanding the musical context, and making intelligent artistic choices that elevates your performance. It's a journey, not a destination. So keep listening, keep experimenting, and keep exploring the incredible flexibility that makes string playing so uniquely expressive and beautiful. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow and reach more string players. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future lessons, and feel free to share this video with a fellow musician, friend, or a colleague who you think may benefit of this. Thank you so much for watching and for being part of my educational platform. Keep practicing, keep listening closely, and I will see you in my next lesson.